Hey guys, this is Tough Force Reacts, and I'm back to react to Death Battle, Sauron versus the Lich King, Lord of the Rings versus World of Warcraft. So, from what I can gather, so yeah, my best friend Zach, he's a big Lord of the Rings guy. Like he's read, like, as in, and by big Lord of the Rings guy, I mean he's read the Silmarillion. That's the kind of guy we're dealing with. Just that kind of fact strikes terror into the hearts of even the hardcore. But yeah, from, neither of us are too big of an expert on World of Warcraft, but it's all, like, from what we can gather from all this kind of stuff, this is one of those fights where Sauron takes the win. Like, it's a very weird thing, because Sauron's not really known for, like, upfront fighting. He can do it. Don't get me wrong. He's still a damn good fighter. That's not really what he's known for. He's the kind of guy who likes manipulating people. He's who, like, works in the background. Like, if this took place, if this was an actual story, this fight at least, it would inevitably end up with the Lich King becoming one of Sauron's servants. Like, probably one of his most powerful servants, but still one of his servants. So, yeah. And from what I can gather, even if the Lich King was able to destroy Sauron's physical form, like in a similar way to how Isildur cut off the One Ring from Sauron's hand, if Arthas was able to do that, there is no way he's resisting the One Ring's temptations. Like, you gotta understand, like, the One Ring tempts you with more power, and it will promise you more power, and it can give it to you. Problem is, it doesn't answer you. It only answers to Sauron, because the One Ring is just Sauron's, like, literally, like, a good part of Sauron's essence. Like, he will tempt you with the thought of power. And how did Arthas become the Lich King again? Oh yeah, he wanted more power. So, like, granted, it was in a wholesome and, like, I want to protect my people kind of way, but this was also a guy who genocided an entire town to stop the spread of the undead. So, that's my whole thought process. Sauron definitely takes it, even if the Lich King is stronger, like, there's no way he's resisting Sauron's ultimate just manipulations and stuff like that. I believe the preview that Death Battle, did put it best. They said, that, Sauron is basically if Satan and Loki did a fusion dance, and that is a terrifying combination. So, yeah, let's just jump right in. We'll start up the episode in 3, 2, 1, play.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by Bespoke Post and Shady Rays.
Alright.
Sauron, the Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm.
The Lich King, Warcraft's Lord of the Scourge.
And if you didn't
Evil
know,
has
like,
many
the
shapes, but few can match
the rings
presence
that were
of
given
his
to
kings of blight
to all
and
races,
shadow.
like
He
here
wears
the
that boomstick.
okay, just saying.
And it's our
Have
job
to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Like, all of those rings that were given to all those races, like, if you hear the opening narration of Lord of the Rings, those rings were given to these races by Sauron himself, which is why the One Ring is the one ring to rule them all. So, yeah.
Melkor ruined that harmony, giving the world
And you
its
gotta
many,
admit,
many imperfections.
despite
But with
any feelings you could have on Lord of the Rings and its lore, the names are just so fun to say.
More metal, more God.
Melkor, Morgoth, like Sauron, Mordor, Saruman. Yeah, just
he had helped create.
And the greatest of these followers was one obsessed with destroying all life in the pursuit of bringing
Slight
about
correction,
complete
Sauron does not
order.
want to
He used
destroy
to be
all life.
Myron,
He wants
but
to
under Morgoth's
enslave
reign,
all
he
life.
became the one
So,
and only
yeah.
Sauron.
as the bigwig of Morgoth's forces, Sauron spent
Second in command
thousands
of
of
Morgoth's
years
armies,
bringing
yep.
Middle-earth to its knees.
He's almost more a force of nature than anything else, able to create infernos, cause country-spanning earthquakes, and even absorb
Yeah,
souls.
Lord of Gifts.
And because he's
Which
a
is why,
weird
yeah,
angel
he
spirit
handed,
man,
you know,
can morph
he
his body
gifted
around
the
his own
races
soul however
the
he
19
wants, or
rings,
just
I
shed
believe.
it like clothing and fight as a ghost.
He can morph far beyond that. He has appeared as something akin to both man and elf, attractive and devious. A werewolf, once thought to be the greatest wolf of all, and even a vampire.
Oh man, Tumblr's gonna go nuts with that.
You
Many of his
assume they
greatest
already
accomplishments are
haven't.
not due to his powerful magics and weaponry, but his inhuman cunning. Sauron is
Like
nothing
you,
less than
like
a
if you
master
view him
of
in his like
manipulation.
original form,
He's
like
if Loki
yeah,
and
he,
Satan did a
it's-
fusion dance.
he's
He loves
very
to trick someone with
attractive,
illusions,
and
shadow
yeah,
magic, or just by
it
toying
did
with
take
their
long for
sad,
Tumblr to
predictable,
learn about
human
that.
emotions. Like when he convinced Saruman to join the evil side, who was basically a super wizard specifically
Yeah.
meant to lead the charge against Sauron.
In some ways, Sauron is actually wiser than the master he served. In the most epic war to eclipse all other wars, humans, dwarves, elves, and more united to destroy Morgoth, casting what remained of Melkor into the void.
But Sauron saw it coming and bailed faster
Yeah,
than me at
in
the
that
divorce
war there
hearing,
was like,
just to
and
show him
Calagon
up
the Black.
centuries later
You
in the
you know
fiery
Smaug, right?
pits
You know
of
from the
Mordor.
Hobbit
There,
Hobbit
the
series.
Dark Lord
Yeah,
created a plan to conquer
and Calagon
everything.
makes Smaug
He
look like a
fooled the elven
tapeworm.
smiths into forging 19
That's how
rings
big
of
the
power
thing is.
and
Yeah, the
planted
19
them
rings,
among
there
the
we go.
leaders of elven, man, and dwarven kind, all controlled by another ring he made in secret.
The one ring to rule them all, one ring to find them,
one ring to bring them all, and
in
the darkness
bind
bind them.
Oh,
Oh,
God, that's so epic.
it
It's
is.
even poetry now. Forged in the fires of Mount Doom, using part of Sauron's own soul. The
Nearly
One Ring
indestructible,
amplified
yeah.
his power and let him control the minds.
It
and
can only
actions
be
of the
destroyed by
other
the
ring
fires that
The
created
9
it.
kings of men were especially vulnerable.
Oh,
and
yeah.
saw themselves reduced to
The
twisted
Nazgûl.
reins bent to Sauron's whims.
It wasn't any better for the less kingly humans. So much so that Sauron mind-controlled most of Numenor. We're talking about an island nation that could have had as many as 18 million people. And Sauron had them all at his creepy, pokey fingertips.
Yeah.
This led to retaliation from Eru, who had hardly directly intervened ever before,
Oh,
even
yeah.
against Morgoth.
You know,
Eru
God.
sank Numenor, while Sauron was still on it. But the Dark Lord's spirit persevered, indestructible even against the wrath of God.
Sauron used the ring to build himself a new body.
And Calagon
It may
the
have
Black.
cost a lot of power,
Wow,
but
oh,
he took
wow,
a
okay.
biblical event to the face and went right back on to being evil.
Yeah,
And yet, putting so much power into one object did have drawbacks.
Which hit back
Ah,
hard when he
right,
Isildur
yeah.
subtracted a digit from his hand.
The Warrior King did more
It's
than just
unclear
cut
how
off a finger.
only afterward
He
did
took the
Isildur
ring
take the One
and
Ring.
its
Okay,
power
okay.
for himself. This act forced Sauron to retreat as a disembodied spirit, threatened by his own power in the hands of another. And should the One Ring be destroyed completely, Sauron's spirit could be rendered impotent beyond repair. It isn't all bad, though. The ring can turn you invisible, create visions of impending doom, and has one hell of a defense mechanism.
Yeah, who'd want to destroy it when it makes you want it? It has a will of its own, with promises whispered even the best of us can't refuse. The greatest poultry dinner
Yeah.
ever, boomstick.
My
Bourbon,
ass.
pecan, Parmesan, turducken. It's so precious.
What did you just do?
What? It sounded delicious. Well, ring or no
Okay,
ring,
then.
Sauron's a beast. He's swatted away armies of soldiers, interrupted Mount Doom through sheer willpower. He has total control over his own being and can modify his soul at will. So he can definitely resist someone like spooky ghost Celebrimbor trying to dominate his spirit.
And being among the strongest Maiar, the peak of Sauron's power is beyond that of Osei, a lesser Maya, which is specifically important because Osei single-handedly raised the island of Numenor.
Yeah,
Ah.
remember that island that got Noah'd? That place. No wonder everyone wants his ring.
Varda
Who could
defeats the
turn
Wrath
down
of
that
Sauron
much
and
power?
Fëanor.
Not
Fëanor,
as
the Lady
Isildur.
General
The
Justice.
hearts of men are easily
lesser
corrupted,
beings than
and
them.
he kept the ring rather
Okay.
than destroy it. But in the end, the ring destroyed him.
Yep.
And waited for its master's return.
Sauron was rebuilding Mordor into a world-conquering force. And after a little bit of good old-fashioned torture, he found out the ring was in the Shire. The chillest, coziest, dopest place imaginable.
It is.
Oh man, when I retire, I'm gonna go live in a hobbit hole and just get lit 24/7.
Yes,
So
that
began
look,
the
this
War of
like
the Ring.
the Hobbit's
Sauron's
life
forces
is the
covered
one
land,
I want.
seeking both the ring and the downfall of man, always shadowed by the symbol of his ever-present influence, the Eye of Sauron.
It was a slaughterfest. Middle-earth stood no chance. Everybody basically accepted death by orcs as inevitable. It was hopeless. The kingdoms of men would finally fall for good.
Save for the Dark Lord's truest weakness. Sauron's cunning and stratagems were impressive, sure, but ultimately, he never truly understood the people of Middle-earth. In his mind, absolute power was factually irresistible. He never imagined a mere mortal.
And in a
could
way,
ever,
it
or would
is.
ever
Like,
seek
Frodo
to
resisted
actually destroy
until
One
the
Ring.
very end, where he
Against all
refused to
odds
throw
and
the
a
ring
whole lot of
away.
walking, Sauron was
And-
defeated. Not by the sparkly new king or the armies of Middle-earth, but by the most unlikely creature imaginable, Elijah Wood.
Yet, even as a formless
Yeah,
shadow,
because
Sauron's legacy
Frodo
remains
and
one
Gollum
of
got into a
domination,
got into a
treachery,
fight,
and most of all,
and
fear.
the ring just
Fitting
happened
for
to
the
drop
being
into the
that
volcano.
represents, and I quote, as near an approach to the holy
And-
evil will as is possible.
And yeah, and it's very
This
ironic
episode of Death Battle is
because
sponsored by Bespoke Post.
because
Gear
what
up
do you
for fall
know?
with Bespoke
It was
Post
not
and a new seasonal
it was
lineup
not
of must-have
goodwill
box of
that
awesome
destroyed the
selections.
ring.
Bespoke
An
Post
act
partners with
of
small
evil
businesses and
destroyed the
emerging brands
ring,
to bring you
and
the
it
most unique goods
that
every
that
month.
that's just
Like the hot
that's just
sauces
really
in the
that's just
Scorch
really
Box combined
neat.
from brands all across the country. Perfect for
So,
some delicious
yeah.
and devilish home cooking.
No matter what you have going on this season,
But yeah,
Box of
so-
Awesome has you covered.
Yeah, like I
Camping
said,
gear
there's
essentials,
no
travel
there's no
must-haves, and
resisting
autumn
the
cocktail
One
kit.
Ring
Box of Awesome has
because
everything
hobbits
you need for
desire
fall.
nothing.
I'm personally
Basically,
digging all
they're
the
already
sick
happy
knives
with
and
the
boxes
lives
like
they
Terra,
have.
Forge, and River.
Each box is
But
valued at about
Arthas
$70,
is
but
not
you'll
like a
only be
hobbit.
paying
He
a
desires
fraction of
more
that.
power,
It's
and the
totally
One
free
Ring
to
will
sign up
promise
too,
it to
and
him,
you can skip
and
a
then
month
order
or
him to
cancel
kill
anytime,
himself
no
because the
sweat.
One
Get
Ring can
20%
do
off
that.
your first monthly box when you sign up at boxofawesome.com and enter the code DEATHBATTLE at checkout.
That's boxofawesome.com, code DEATHBATTLE
All right,
for 20%
so-
off your
okay.
first box.
Boxofawesome.com, code DEATHBATTLE.
All right, okay, let's go with Arthas and
On the
see
distant
just
planet
what
of
we're dealing
Draenor,
with here.
Destruction was imminent. The orc shaman Ner'zhul prepared a spell with his followers to tear the planet asunder, all to escape the fury of the demon lord Kil'jaeden.
But when Ner'zhul waltzed through the portal, Kil'jaeden was right there waiting for him.
Ner'zhul was forced to serve Kil'jaeden's will to ravage another world, Azeroth. Thus, he was transformed into the first Lich King.
This Lord of the Dead was sent to the continent of Northrend, but Kil'jaeden had one more twist for poor Zul. His body was gone, leaving just his spirit, which was bound to a set of
Yeah, the
armor
armor.
sealed within a prison of magical ice. Man, this guy can't catch a break. Armor looks sick, though.
It
You're gonna
does.
possess
I
me if
won't-
put that on, huh?
From his frozen prison, the Lich King would
Yeah.
begin his conquest, conjuring an
Yeah, I won't lie. Yeah, the
unstoppable
Lich King
death.
armor does look
Soon,
really
this
cool.
would threaten the lives of the kingdom of Lordaeron.
Okay, so that was a lot, but here's where our main guy finally
Yeah,
shows
here we
up.
go. Here's
Lordaeron's
Arthas.
Crown Prince and Holy Knight, Arthas Menethil. Yeah, his name does kind of sound like something your doctor would give you for fungus, but hey, no. Arthas was a badass.
it kinda
At
does.
19 years old, he was considered
Interned
one of the best
at
swordsmen
Blizzard
in
in
the world, and he mastered
2017.
nearly every weapon he could.
Even with
He
such a
probably had
skilled
better time there
warrior
than
as
the
its
women
prince,
did.
Lordaeron was already severely
All
pressured
right.
by a war with an orcish horde, so a zombie plague was the last thing Arthas needed. Compounding this even further, Ner'zhul managed to break free of Kil'jaeden's power and turned his attention toward creating a champion to lead his ever-growing scourge. Naturally, he chose Arthas.
Who was a stressed out mess, to the point where he tried to stop the plague by killing everyone in his own city. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Yeah, he was totally losing it. So hearing a creepy voice in his head really didn't help.
Yeah,
Long
it probably
story short,
did.
in his efforts to protect his realm, Arthas discovered
He's
kind of
like Darth Vader in a way,
himself.
just
This
a
was
whole lot more
fearsome
corruption.
Frostmourne.
Less
Surprise!
manipulation, more
It's
corruption.
the source of the Lich King's power. He was stealing souls and storing them within the blade. With this new ice-cold cleaver in hand, Arthas lost his soul and got a Death Knight makeover.
Yeah, there we go.
So the former hero of light would lead the very scourge he previously fought.
And in time, Arthas would don the armor for himself, giving the Lich King a new, ultimate power. Walking!
Remember, everything the Lich King had done up until this point had been from his prison within a literal block of
Oh,
ice.
And
okay.
this new Sauronite armor, wait, no, Saronite armor is the best. Like, what was it doing stuck in ice all this time when it's made of old god blood and self-repairs? Screw you, blacksmith! You're never taking my hard-earned gold! I'll never have to get naked and die again!
By donning this dark helm, Ner'zhul and Arthas fused to become one, a being far more powerful than either had been before.
He could effortlessly cover cities in ice storms, murder hundreds with the power of shadow, and learn all of your secrets with the Eye of Acheris.
Azeroth's fate was sealed. Everyone was doomed.
See this guy? He's Illidan,
Ah,
a
Illidan.
15,000-year-old demon hunter with a bit of a chip on his shoulder. As
Yeah.
a Death Knight, Arthas could take him down, even after fighting through a massive army to get to him. Against this new Lich King, Illidan never stood a chance.
This is important because Illidan had absorbed the power of Gul'dan, an orc warlock who, alongside his followers, raised the Broken Isles out of the sea, a massively powerful feat of magic.
The fact
Okay.
that Arthas, a mortal guy,
So,
beat him up is
they
a
both
big
scale
deal.
above
Just
people who can-
imagine how
who can
kick-ass
lift
he'd be in
giant
full control
islands.
of the
All right.
undying Lich King powers. Oh wait, we don't have to.
Ner'zhul may have pulled Arthas' strings up until this point, but he had made a drastic miscalculation. Within the mind of the Lich King, Arthas battled Ner'zhul for control and won. The power of Frostmourne, of the Scourge, of Undeath itself was now under the command of Arthas.
And by this point,
Huh.
he was just done. Like, with everything. We've all had one of those days, right?
Ah.
Where you see all of humanity is so pathetic they can only be saved by just killing them all, so you rip out your own heart. Yeah, relatable.
Oh.
Determined to end all life, Arthas led his scourge across Azeroth, spreading the plague to every corner of the world. He slaughtered every contender in his path, including legendary champions like this hero of the Horde, Dranosh Sarfang.
Who the Lich King bitch slapped to death in one hit, then zombified to serve him instead.
Oh.
Man, that didn't go well.
How
The
fun.
Lich King seemed unstoppable.
Only one thing could take him down. A 25-man raid team of the best
Yeah.
nerds World of Warcraft
Yeah.
servers had to offer. And that one guy who was just there because he was friends with somebody, but damn, he sucked.
With these heroes triumphant, the Paladin Tyrion shattered Frostmourne with an equally legendary blade, ending the Lich King's vile reign.
But the Scourge doesn't work on Phantom Menace battle droid rules, so there must always be a Lich King to keep the relentless undead in check.
Yet
Oh.
no Lich King before or since ever matched the terror and malice Arthas brought to Azeroth.
Okay, so
Without a doubt, one of the
there
most
are multiple Lich
terrifying
Kings,
to
just
ever
Arthas is
conquer
the
the
most
world of
powerful as far
Warcraft.
as I can tell. Alright then. Okay,
This
so,
episode of
yeah, my
Death Metal is
verdict
sponsored
hasn't
by
changed.
Shady Rays.
Are you looking for
Yeah,
an
I'm pretty sure,
industry-best
yeah, Sauron
combination of fit,
probably
style,
wins
and performance
if the
without
island
the
things
big
are
brand price tag?
similar in
Shady Rays
size,
has
at
got
least.
all
Like,
that
they
to
should
make
be
your
similar in
perfect summer
power.
complete.
It's
So,
not just quality.
yeah,
Every pair of
Sauron
Shady Rays
is-
backed by
yeah.
lost and broken replacements.
If you lose or
Yeah,
break your
like-
pair, even on day one, they'll
like,
send you
if this
brand
was a
new pair.
story,
Wear them
and
without
I'm
fear
not
because
even
Shady
counting,
Rays
like,
has your
like the
back
whole
long
Lich
after
King
you
becoming
purchase.
a servant
And
of
with every order,
Sauron.
they provide
Yeah, this
10
would be one of
meals
those
to fight
fights
hunger
where
in America.
it would be
That's
one of
over
those
20
long
million
fights
meals
where
to date.
Lich King
You
might
get to
win
look
round
good with your
1,
shades and feel good
but
by
then
making
Sauron
them
comes
better.
back.
If you don't love them,
And
exchange
round
for
2
a
is
new pair.
his.
Or return them for free within 30
It's like
days.
it's like
There's
Sun
no risk.
Tzu
Shop
versus
at Shady
Alexander the
Rays.
Great. Yes,
Exclusively
Alexander the
for our
Great will
viewers,
beat
Shady
Sun
Rays is
Tzu
giving
in
out
the
their
first
best deal of
in
the
the
season.
first
Go
battle.
to ShadyRays.com and use
The
code
war, on
DEATHBATTLE
the other
for
hand.
50% off 2+ pairs of polarized sunglasses.
Yeah.
Try for yourself.
Okay.
The Shades rated 5 stars by over
All right.
200,000 people.
So, okay, we're okay. I'm glad the ads are
All
at
right,
least
the
getting
bets are
shorter,
set. We
or at
run
least
the
it
data
seems
through
to
all
be. All right,
possibilities.
It's
time for a
undeath battle.
an undeath battle. All right then. And it's 3D too, so holy crap.
I shall claim what is mine. In this cold north, you will find only death.
Well, be careful, Sauron. This the Death Battle series hasn't exactly had a good track record with opponents trying to steal someone's throne. So, all right. Oh, okay. All right, Sauron's going into his wolf form. Okay.
I'll tear out your heart. You will find nothing.
Okay, that's actually a really cool line. All right then. I'll give it to Arthas. He got a pretty good one-liner in there.
Efforts are for naught. I see you.
Oh wow.
You serve me now. I serve no one.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh wow, the eye. All right.
Witness the prophecy of your doom. You speak nothing but lies.
Uh-huh. Oh wow. Oh, he shot her. He shattered Frostmourne. Okay.
There is no life in the void.
Oh. Oh. One ring to rule them all. Oh. Oh wow. Okay. He all right then. Yep, there we go. Okay then. Okay then.
Hey-o! Well, if he wasn't all-powerful before, look out for supercharged Sauron now.
Despite the Lich
Yeah.
King's impressive power, Sauron's might was
He just
absolute.
straight up
Not
absorbed
before
him.
He got the tool of his life in a crazy close bout. First up, both Dark Lords could counter pretty much any mind or soul-screwing powers, making a lot of their usual tricks way less noteworthy in this match.
To be fair, the Lich King severely debilitated Sauron via his plague of undeath. Most physical bodies would not survive such a disease.
So Sauron just got rid of his body. Who
Yeah,
needs it?
yeah, he can do that.
Especially when you can rebuild one or just start fighting as a ghost. Both things Sauron could do.
After all, the plague is intended for organic mortal enemies and has never infected a spirit.
Ah,
Another
okay.
smaller point for Sauron was his weakness. The Lich King was a clever bastard, but even with the Eye of Icarus, it would have been tough for him to decode and destroy the One Ring.
Right,
Meanwhile,
yeah.
given enough power,
Didn't exactly
Sauron
have a
would
way to do
naturally
that.
End up destroying Frostmourne. He's kind of got a thing for breaking swords.
So let's compare their power. While their highest limits are certainly nebulous, interestingly enough, some of the most impressive feats from both worlds involve lifting islands.
Okay,
As
they're
Sauron is
comparing
a
the
more
two
powerful
islands,
Maya than
okay.
Osei, and the Lich King could reliably defeat someone with Gul'dan's
It is.
magic.
I will
It is
admit that it's
possible to
very
gauge the
difficult
difference
to
in
scale
power
these
by
two
measuring
to
the
other
islands that were
other
raised.
characters because
Keep in
so
mind,
many
Cool
characters
Man had a
vary.
bunch of help, so we're
So
only giving him
yeah.
his share. Turns out
Sauron,
Osei
for
was
example,
doing
Sauron
twice
can be
the
scaled
work.
from anywhere
By
to high
examining
mount
official
level
maps to determine the volume of the islands,
Universal
we
Plus.
found a difference
So
between lifting 2 quadrillion tons of rock versus 4 quadrillion tons. Among
so like
further
almost
energy
2
required to
times.
actually
Yeah,
lift
more than
these
2
through the
times.
oceans, of course.
Okay,
Both
4.
impressive,
Okay.
sure, but Sauron had the edge.
And for the final nail in the coffin, the Lich King might have been super scary, but he really wasn't around for all that long. At least
Yeah.
not when compared to the experience Sauron has warring with the world for thousands of
Yeah.
years.
The Lich King certainly
He
posed
is-
a threat to Sauron.
he is
but
the
ruler
villain of Lord of the
Mordor's
Rings,
awesome
other than
might,
Morgoth
enduring spirit,
himself.
and millennia of
So,
treachery
yeah.
proved him the superior Dark Lord.
Wow!
Is that it?
What? Are you
Okay,
sour on the pun? I was pretty Tolkien about it.
Of
The
course.
winner is
Okay.
Sauron.
All right, now that
Hey,
was
if
out
you
of the
want
way,
more Death Note
what's
ASAP,
next?
Why not grab a membership? You'll get
All
exclusive
right.
emotes, badges, live chat, live streams, and a bunch of behind-the-scenes stuff.
Yes.
Just click that join button. Thanks for watching.
Okay, what's next? Oh, okay. Is it gonna be like? The day has come. The day has come. Black Clover is in death battle now. I'm so happy. I'm so happy Black Clover's in death battle. More people can learn about Black Clover and learn how awesome it is. Like, to this day, Black Clover is my second favorite anime. My first favorite is Kill la Kill. But, and that's not to disparage, like, anything beneath it. Like, One Piece is literally right behind Black Clover now. But, like, look, Black Clover blew me away when I first saw it. It's one of those things you kind of go into it with low expectations, especially in the beginning when everyone was crapping on it. And you just kind of, and then I was like, I watched the first 5 episodes of Black Clover and went, okay, I'll get back to it later. And then I didn't until I did. I believe like episode 60 had just come out when I got back into it, but only like 5 episodes were out when I officially started getting into it. But yeah, and then next thing you know, I was obsessed, and when I caught up, I went to read the manga, and that was the first time I'd ever done that. Then I caught up and just kind of went, now what? But yeah, it was the first time I'd ever actually, watched an anime and then like sought out the manga so I can, you know what? No, I just a second. I have it here yeah, okay. You know what? No, screw all of, okay, just give me a second, guys. All right. Yeah, okay, here we go. Okay, yeah. I'm working on getting the entire manga collection, but this is all I got so far. So yeah, it's not all in order, but like, yeah, I got like, I got the beginning of like the Spade War and literally the first like few volumes of the series, and yeah, like that's how big of a fan I have of Black Clover. I did watch My Hero Academia first, obviously because it came out before the anime came out before Black Clover's anime did, but yeah, and I even did reactions to My Hero Academia for a while. I'm probably going to get back into it. I haven't watched season 6 yet, so then again, I haven't really watched most of season 5 yet either, so I did watch My Villain Academia, that arc, but that's about it. Because to me, the villains in My Hero Academia, ironically, are the most interesting part to me. Because I remember getting through my Villain Academia, that arc, and then the next episode, and like we go back to the heroes, and I'm like, dang it, now I'm bored. I'm bored watching these people. Can't we go back to the villains? But yeah, that's my whole thing. Yeah, and Deku, he's like, or Izuku Midoriya, he's a fine character. It's just I guess he's a fine character. It's just I'm not too big of a fan of him. You think with how many similarities I have to him, like he's quiet, he's introverted, he keeps to himself. That's just me. But yeah, but what do you know? I just happen to really like Asta more, and because like probably doesn't help that Midoriya just kind of cried a lot, especially in the beginning. And I know like I know it's like kind of emotional thing. It's more played for laughs, but the joke just doesn't land for me most of the time. And yeah, yeah. So, but like then you get to Asta, and everyone says Asta's so annoying. He screams all the time. Well, for one thing, he only screamed a lot of the time in the first few episodes, and it didn't take long for people to just tell him to shut up. Literally, he walked into the Black Bull's base like, I'm Asta! Nice to meet you! And then Vanessa, like one of the Black Bulls, just goes, oh, can you quiet down? Granted, she was probably going through a hangover, but still, be quiet. And it didn't take long for him to, actually quiet down. And even then, later on, what do you know? There's a deep reason as to why he yells. And it's because, not so everyone can hear him, but so he can hear himself. Because everyone talks down to Asta. You have no magic. You're... like Deku, he may not have had a quirk in the beginning, but he was still part of like a 20% of the population, quirkless. Asta's completely alone. Everyone has magic, no matter how little or how big. Everyone has at least a little bit of magic in them, except for Asta. He's got nothing, and he suffered that way for most of his life until finally he found the 5-leaf grimoire and he got anti-magic. Now, as for the fight itself, Asta stomps. So it's just kind of one of those things where the Black Clover series just kind of more consistently scales higher than some other more popular shows, which like My Hero Academia. Like, from what I can gather, you can get Deku to maybe light speed current, and that's only current Deku, and just only kind of, because I believe in like the third movie he dodged light beams a few times before getting tagged by one. So at least he's at least very close to relativistic speeds, and I believe Shigaraki might have dodged a few light beams at some point. Not sure though. So, and Deku scales to him. But keep in mind, that's all current Deku. Very early on, Asta's got light speed. Got light speed reaction times. But though that is mainly because of Ki, which allows him to predict attacks and stuff like that. That still doesn't that still gives him light speed reaction time. Don't get me wrong. It kind of acts like observation hockey from One Piece if you want a comparison. So yeah, and people kind of argue, okay, well, what about the anti-magic thing? It's not going to work on quirks. It probably won't. I say this simply because magic can be a physical thing, but it is much like how quirks are physical abilities. But personal opinion, anti-magic will not work on quirks, but if they do, yeah, Deku's more screwed than he already is. I'll probably get it. You know what? No, I'm gonna make a prediction video. I probably just jinxed the entire thing. I probably just jinxed, because most of the time I make prediction videos, I get them completely wrong. I think I only got it right the only time off the top of my head I can think I got it right was Natsu versus Ace, and that's a kind of obvious one in hindsight. So yeah, I've been prattling on long enough. We're almost at 33 minutes. Okay, yeah, but yeah, this battle is really cool. I cannot wait for the next one where we can watch the Chad Asta dominate the Virgin Deku. So yeah, I got nothing else to say, so I'm just gonna end the video here. So yeah, until next time, guys. See ya.